My downfall is that I do a lot of things without the need to get paid, without the need for recognition. I just like to do a lot of things. I work with this nonprofit and I don't get paid for the work that I do with them, and it's super high quality work. I know that because I have a super high quality mind. I make videos, and I never post them sometimes. This summer I did a cross country penny farthing tour. I hopped on this penny farthing bike and I biked in cities across the US. And I'm entirely content to never post that video, but I'm probably going to. But this mindset that I have of like, I'm just a guy who creates. I'm the most creative person. Like I just have to always be building something. That's why I do woodworking. I've got to always be doing something. So I'm okay not reaping the benefits of that, because the benefit for me is the doing, is the making of it, right? Now, Tyler, best friend, brother, he said that I need to start getting paid for these things. And I don't think that's true at all. He's like you got to get paid. Like, for example, last night I stayed up till like 2 a.m. Doing this acronym card for Thanksgiving for conversation starters at Thanksgiving dinner, right? Because usually people talk about politics or they talk about the weather or whatever it is. It's like stupid conversation. So I was like, okay, if we can try to get Whisper, to the nonprofit I work with, to be at the dinner table in these conversations and structure that conversation, it's a massive opportunity, because once every year we'll have the ability to kind of influence the conversations being had with families. Well, if you think about it, families get together once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times at most a year, right? You got Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, maybe, and then July 4th. So you got like a few times a year where you have the family members together. Well, then the view of their family is built in large part during those interactions. So I was like, okay, if we can just start with Whisper Thanksgiving, right? And nail that down and come up with some questions or something like that, like an acronym of sorts, to really structure this conversation being had at Thanksgiving dinner and move it away from politics and more towards something that's beneficial for everyone, more interesting, and all these different types of things. We're now restructuring those relationships with family members, whoever is using this card. That's huge, right? And so when I was up last night, this is what was going through my head. It's like, okay, I got to get this done. Like, we came up with this idea yesterday. I spent 5 hours working with Brian, the founder of Whisper, yesterday. And we were just constantly going through ideas, nonstop, 5 hours straight. It was beautiful. It was awesome. This is what I want to do the rest of my life, is just be constantly producing ideas and building things and moving the world in a good, positive direction, right? And it was super fulfilling stuff. And so last night, even though I had to stay awake until 2 a.m., because, I got back late from the woodworking, right? I was up until like 11 doing that. And I went for the run before that. There's a lot of things that have to get done. But this morning when I woke up, and I had this acronym that I came up with, TURKEY. It's, what's a moment you've been thankful for with us as a family? What's an unbelievable story that's happened recently to you? When's the time that you've had a moment of like rest over the past couple of weeks? An act of kindness that you've experienced, right? Who's made you feel special recently? What are you excited about right now in life? And then when was the last time you had a youthful experience? You felt like a kid again, right? And so hopefully those are 6 ways to start a conversation that's fun at a dining room table at Thanksgiving, right? So I came up with that. I designed it. We sent it off to the printer this morning, and they're going to print them out. And the nice part about this is the fulfilling part, is that even though I'm not getting paid a dime, Brian he does a great job of updating me of the results that are happening because of the work that I'm doing, right? And the work that he's doing, but because he's the founder, he's not going to recognize his own accomplishments. He's going to recognize the people that are helping him, right? So he's always like, Wyatt, this week we impacted 100 students, or we had 10,000 conversations last year, or whatever it is. And so he told me, he's like, Wyatt, this card that we designed, or that you designed last night, that we came up with yesterday, it's going to go in 1,200 bags at the Roswell, the city near me, 5K race Thursday morning. So Thanksgiving morning, when there's a turkey trot happening, we're going to have this card in 1,200 bags. And we're going to print like 2,000, 3,000 of them or something like that. So this, hour of work, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it was, we'll say 3 hours to make it easy. 3 hours of work that I put in will be translated into over 10,000 people being affected in the next week, potentially, like by this acronym card. And then who knows if it is something that we do every single year and it carries on, right? This could be just the start. That's huge. That is huge. My point in saying this entire story is this. If you find it fulfilling, whatever it is, do it. Do tons of it. Do not stop. Make it consume your life. When you find the things that you enjoy, just absolutely eat it up. I love running now, and I used to hate it. I'm going to run a marathon in all 50 states next year. Working with Whisper. I used to be so introverted, and I had no idea how to have a conversation because I was in a new environment that I didn't know anyone. I unlocked this energy, this enthusiasm, this extroversion by learning how to speak to other people, by learning how to meet people and start conversations. And now I'm using this ability to connect. I'm using that passion and that experience to make a difference in the world. I get to use my creativity with this to really propel something forward, right? So I found something there, and I'm just going to continue putting in work there. I'm not getting paid for the marathons yet. I'm not getting paid for working with Whisper yet, and I'm probably never going to ask to get paid for Whisper. But the skills that I'm building by working with Whisper, dude, I'm worth so much more money as an individual by working with them for free because I'm just sharpening that knife, that edge. I'm just getting so strong on creating content, right? Execution is one of the most difficult parts, and Brian takes care of that. He raises the money. He runs the organization. He connects to the printer and gets it paid for and runs the accounting and all these different things. If all I have to do is the creativity aspect, that's the cheapest, but highest return aspect of the business is the ideation stage. Come on. So I was telling Tyler, I was like, dude, change your frame of mind. Like, what I'm doing is going to impact lives. And there's no better feeling than that. Now, I don't have any money right now. And most people, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you need money. You need to find a way to make money. Yes, you do. But is that going to change overnight tomorrow? Am I going to be a millionaire? No. But in 5 years and 3 years, if I'm building these skill sets up, if I have these things on my resume, if I'm helping Brian build his dream and he's helping me build mine and opportunities come up and he introduces me to people or whatever it is, it's well worth it. And that time will compound. I will one day be making more money than I know what to do with. So yes, in the short term, I don't have that much money. And I don't really have a consistent way I don't get checks from a business. I own my own business, so it's on a contract by contract basis. Whenever I get a new client, I go out and build a new table. So there are things that need to be done in all areas of my life to kind of optimize everything. Making money is one of those things. But if you focus too much on making money, you'll never be fulfilled. Because yes, you could have $1 million in the bank, but what's that worth if you've got no one to share it with, if you've got no friends, no accomplishments that are lasting impact accomplishments, right? Making $10 million is a number on a screen. Changing 10 million lives? Come on, man. Come on. That fires me up to get up in the morning and just get out there. If I could do this every single day for another nonprofit and then only work 1 day a year for each nonprofit, and then have my food and everything taken care of and actually see real world impact. If I made a system where I could do that, spend 4 hours a day with 365 nonprofits, without a doubt in my mind, I'm taking that 100%. Hopefully this fires you up to get out there and find someone that is starting a nonprofit or that already has one running that you can just latch on and give them ideas if you're a creative, or you can latch on and edit their videos if you're a video creator. Whatever it is, find something that you can do to help someone else And you can always tell them like, hey, I just can't do this anymore. Like there's too much on my plate. Or tell them like, hey, I'm only going to do it once, but let's make this one count. You know what I mean? Like there's no reason why you have to commit to 10 years of working with this company. Just if you're giving them free value, come on, man, just do it once. But I guarantee you, if you're trying to find meaning in your life, meaning that sustains you through challenges and forces you and kind of forces your hand to become better, this is one of the ways to do it. One of the best ways to do it, without a doubt in my mind. You got to take responsibility for your body, for your mind, and for your soul. Those are the three categories that you got to focus on. So find one way that you can physically take control, take responsibility. One way that you can mentally take control or responsibility. And one way that you can take responsibility with your soul, with your spirit. So what does that all look like? I can't really talk about all that right now because it's way too difficult. You could go running. You could read an article every single day, a published paper, and then write a summary on it. And then you could talk with a friend over the phone and do those three things every single day. And then make it more well-rounded. Not only are you running, but you're also eating a healthy breakfast, right? And then not only are you just reading, but you're writing the summary. Not only are you just calling a friend, but you're also listening to some wonderful music. You're nourishing all three things. Growing the soul, growing the mind, growing the body. There's nothing better. It's literally the meaning of life is to do those three things. So I will continue to work for free. If you need something, I'm your guy. Mr. One Stop Shop, baby. Mr. One Stop Shop.